apartment smells of rich mahogany.
And now, back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
Thanks for hanging out. Listen to the Big Dumb Fun Show. We are live Mondays, 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. The rest of the week, you can catch the show because it's in
replay. Absolutely. Welcome back to the show. My name is Venkman over there behind the board.
Aaron Gennert.
And, of course, we've got...
Freedom.
And also in studio, we've got Jason P. Hunt.
No.
From sci-fi, the number 4me.com. Also one of the co-hosts, the good-looking one, of Comic-Con Carne, which has just released, I guess it was maybe a week and a half ago. They had episode 5.
7.
Holy crap, you're really cranking them out.
Yeah.
And this wasn't the big news about the Antman, right?
Antman news is in this episode, yes.
But you had a special. Like, that was also a special, wasn't it?
Well, we cut it out.
Okay, you cut it out
separate.
of that. Okay,
yeah.
I got you. And so the big story behind that, which was breaking news at the time, it was big stuff, is that you want to tell a little bit of that story that there was a store, something was going on.
Yeah, there's a comic book shop in
It's funny how
London.
the rumor mill starts, and I think that's what it's...
you start putting pieces and bits and pieces together. There's a comic book shop in London that is really close to the London offices for all of the major studios. And they kept getting these guys coming in asking for Ant-Man comics of any stripe, any condition, from any era. And after a while, Latino Review was the one who broke it. They put together this idea that somebody's doing research.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just catch up on Ant-Man.
Like they come in, they're like, "Do you have anything on Ant-Man?" They're like, "Sure, here you go. Here's 2 comic books." And they buy those. A day later, "You got anything on Ant-Man?"
Really looking for Ant-Man.
Somebody sent somebody else down because I keep going in and they're telling me they got no Ant-Man.
Yeah. So from that and a couple of other things, the Ant-Man project has been brewing for years, and ever since even before Edgar Wright did Shaun of the Dead, he's wanted to do Ant-Man, and so now it's officially on the slate of films. He shot a test reel to just kind of get an idea of whether or not the costume's going to work and the effects are going to work, because Ant-Man basically is like DC's Atom. He's able to shrink really tiny and control his...
Now, can't you just go to DC and say, "Give me all your stuff on Ant-Man, we're doing a movie"?
No, because DC doesn't have Ant-Man.
Oh, I thought you said
That's
it was
Marvel.
DC's...
Well,
Oh,
Atom
sorry.
is
I'm not
DC's
following.
equivalent. Atom and Ant-Man both have similar powers in that they can both shrink down to microscopic size.
But they never do Adam and the Ant-Man.
So are they doing just a movie on Ant-Man?
It's a movie, yes.
Just a full-fledged movie?
Full-fledged movie. And the timing of it, since it doesn't have a release date yet, the speculation is that Ant-Man will be the movie that comes out close to Avengers 2, so Ant-Man and the Wasp can be in the next Avengers movie.
Yeah, and we were going to have you in last week, and it's a good thing we didn't because we were just jam-packed with guests. But what I wanted to talk about was, of course, Comic-Con was coming up, and now it's came and went.
Yes.
Did you go out to San Diego?
I did not.
Pretty sad about that then?
Well, it's kind of a mixed blessing. You want to go just to have the experience of having gone out to this thing, but it is such a huge, massive thing now
Production?
that you're standing in line for days.
Weren't they in line for like 4 days?
There were some, yeah. The Twilight people were
on
sleeping
Tuesday?
overnight and
crazy.
around the block, and
that was just
twice.
the cast.
And, yeah, it was
They
something.
can't get in.
Because it opened up on Thursday, correct?
Thursday evening was opening night, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there are panels all the time. There's always a line to get into Hall H, which is the big place where the big, the massive panels happen.
And I heard you don't just simply walk into
No.
Hall H.
No, you don't
Not the
walk
case.
in. You pray a lot that you can even get close to Hall H.
Yeah.
Just because of the massive amount of people that are out there. A lot of people think that San Diego Comic-Con has now gotten way too big.
Yeah.
And it started off as a little rinky-dink nothing comic book convention and has steadily grown and grown and grown. And eventually, the Hollywood people saw this as an opportunity, especially with the genre stuff. And so the movies are now in there, the TV shows are in there, and the video games are in there. So it's just gotten to be huge.
Well, and you're also... It used to be that you would go to a Comic-Con and you would meet some quasi celebrity that's all that they've done, and you can still do that. But now it's to where it's like now they're using Comic-Con to be like, oh, you're gonna love Avengers 2.
Yeah, they're just making big announcements. I mean, like Peter Jackson came in for it and talking about The Hobbit.
But everything
when
up.
he came out and showed, he screened footage from The Hobbit. He screened about 12 minutes of footage from The Hobbit. He did not show it in the final form technology because he's shooting at 48 frames per second, which everybody is looking at it kind of like he's a little nuts. So
why is that nuts?
Well, because normal films are shot at 24 frames per second. So he's shooting it at twice as much speed. Mm-hmm. And when you play it back, apparently the colors are really much more vibrant and you get a lot more detail.
When you're shooting faster?
But everybody's going in slow motion.
But yeah, when he played it back at Comic-Con, he just brought in just a regular
like
speed transfer.
Stuff.
Yeah,
so they weren't impressed.
Well, because he brought it into WonderCon or Worldcon and got quite a bit of negative feedback. So he's playing it a little close to the vest at San Diego because of what happened at Worldcon.
Gotcha.
So. I don't know.
Go ahead. Do you think that they'll have any other Comic-Cons elsewhere in other cities that'll be just as
there's
big?
Comic-Cons all over the place.
I know we had the Kansas City one.
Not nearly as big. San Diego is the big dog. And Chicago's good. Yeah. Chicago's a big one. Worldcon's a big one.
Kansas City was huge this year.
Yeah, Planet Comic-Con was really big, but it's not near as big as the other ones.
And compared to the other.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson not been in Kansas City yet.
No, not yet.
But therefore, the word Comic-Con, is that the San Diego the same as like the Planet Comic-Con, or is that different?
Group. You've got Comic-Con International, which is an organization that does San Diego and Worldcon and Ape, those three, and then the other organizations do the other conventions. Chicago is its own thing. Toronto's a big one.
I think I would enjoy more than anything. I think I would enjoy the freak show. Like I want to see the people dressing up. That's what I get a kick out.
Because cosplay is great.
I'm not looking at comic books. I'm not looking to purchase anything. I'm not looking to purchase my buddy Comic-Con Josh. You remember that? He came in last year right after Comic-Con. He likes the figurines. Oh, take a look at this McFarlane figure. Like he goes crazy over this. And I'm like, oh, that's neat. This is cool. But I'm not there for that. I may be wanting to look at meet some celebrities. But the freak show, or the people
they're called.
I'm trying to think.
Well, what I watched on TV was the zombie competition.
Yeah, that was out at Petco Park.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw that, and they were playing that a lot, and they were just showing
and stuff like that doesn't make sense to me. What comic book was that from?
Walking Dead.
But that was a comic book, or the
graphic novel that inspired the TV show. Yeah, the TV show is based on it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll be back with Jason P. Hunt. We got to talk about. Let's get into Spider-Man when we come back on the Big One.